Hey guys, what's up and welcome to a new Did You Know episode. This one is going to be featuring Irelia. As usual, if you end up enjoying this one, don't forget to hit the like button. But without much further ado, let's go into her abilities. Did you know that whenever Irelia's passive triggers, her headdress begins glowing and gets even brighter based on the number of champions around her to a maximum of 3. But if a champion is right beside her but in a brush without vision, her headdress will not proc nor will her passive. At 3+ champions, her passive grants her 40% tenacity, but if you were to get extra tenacity from masteries or items, they will stack multiplicatively, maxing out at 88%. Better nerf Irelia. Irelia's Q ability, Blade Surge, works like a melee attack, proccing things like lifesteal, sheen effects, but it will not proc critical strikes. Speaking of her Q, if you were to Q a blocking Pantheon, dodging Jax, or parrying Fiora, the damage is completely negated. However, if you were to Q someone while being blinded, it seems like the damage still goes through. Remember, Irelia's W gives her bonus true damage, which goes through all types of armor and also works with her Q ability. Speaking of her W, the true damage from it will not affect towers, however each auto attack on the tower will still proc the HP regeneration from the ability. Irelia's E ability will stun her target rather than slow if Irelia's HP percentage is lower. But did you know if the percentages are the same, for instance both at our 100% HP, her E ability will stun, not slow. Irelia's Q, her E, and one part of her ultimate can be blocked by Spell Shield but not her W. Irelia's ultimate has no cast time and is great at using when chasing or running. The first blade from Irelia's ultimate upon activation has a 1-second cooldown, while the other 3 have a half a second cooldown before being able to fire the next blade. Here's a pretty buggy one. If Irelia were to use her ultimate and then die while having Zillion's ult on her, it is somewhat unclear if her stacks refresh on her ultimate, but if you had a few blades still active that you weren't able to fire, you can see that there's a visual bug where some of the blades will remain. Taking a look with Guardian's Angel, I fired all but one blade, but as I respawn, I'm still able to fire that last blade, but look again, there's another visual bug, except this time there's 2 blades. The first one being from the Zillion example, and the second one just now. Redo please. Alright guys, let's go into some cool facts and lore about Irelia. Irelia, everyone's favorite champion to be nerfed, was designed by Ezreal, who also made Ahri, Kassadin, Jax, Jarvan, and so many more. Ionia's highest decoration is the Mantle of Decorum, which is what is floating behind Irelia's head, and Karma being another champion with the same honors. Irelia's death animation has her blade Stabber. Now aside from being extremely brutal, whether or not this is because she loses control of them or does this from honor is yet to be determined. In the Ionia vs Noxus show match, Irelia was among the pool of Ionian champions to be selected, however, no one actually picked her. Did you know that Irelia has a brother named Zelos, and there have been hints that he is going to be made into a champion? But from this, let's go into her lore. Ionia is known for their martial arts, namely Master Leto, a swordsman whose teachings were among the best, and his art kept a secret. After dying from a mysterious disease, he left Irelia and Zelos, his daughter and son, a unique weapon. Zelos became a sergeant in the Ionian military and left on missions, while Irelia stayed behind just before the Noxus forces invaded. It looked grim for Ionia, but Irelia picked up her father's blade, returned to the scene with new inspiration to hold off until her brother's return. Shortly after, however, she was cursed with dark Noxian powers and nearly died. But thanks to Soraka's attempts, she was revived, with her father's swords now dancing around her effortlessly and the battle suddenly turning around. Irelia made quick work of the Noxian forces and then became the captain of the guard in Ionia and followed Ionia's defense into the fields of justice. As mentioned earlier, Irelia can have the highest tenacity in the game, earning 40% from her passive, 15% from the defensive mastery, 25% from the elixir of Iron, 35% from a tenacity item, and all stacking multiplicatively. Irelia also has her own meme in the LoL scene called Better Nerf Irelia, that came from Morello nerfing her over and over again instead of other champions that were blatantly stronger. Apparently Irelia is a lich and the weapon left behind by her father is her phylactery. Did you know that Irelia is based off of Kenshin Himura from Rurouni Kenshin? Irelia's joke,
"My blade is not only precise, but totally gnarly,"
refers to surfboarders as she rides her blades in the same fashion, and gnarly being a term used by surfers to say something is cool. Did you know that Irelia and Garen share 2 quotes?
Forge onward. I will not falter.
Forge onward. I will not falter!
She also shares quotes with Ezreal, Annie, Thresh, and Evelyn.
This way.
This way.
This way.
This way.
This way.
And finally, one with Lucian.
It ends here.
It ends here.
Aviator Irelia refers to Amelia Earhart, who was the first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean solo. The Nightblade Irelia artwork is very similar to the Assassin's Creed artwork in terms of the stance. This skin could also be referencing the Black Widow character from Marvel. Alright guys, that unfortunately does mark the end of this episode of Did You Know featuring Irelia. If you did enjoy, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with your friends. You can also suggest who you want to see in the next episode, or if there's any cool theories you want me to go over, just make sure to provide a link. And you can do so by writing it in the comments below or tweeting at me at RedMercyLOL. Also definitely check out my other episodes of this series and my other videos as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and hope to see you for the next one. Peace.